Did you not see the cloud of spores that it released?
I did see the cloud of spores that it released. You're still alive, aren't you? So is she. For now. No thanks to you.
Thanks. I don't have time for you right now, and I'm just gonna keep running.
Alright, he follows you. What are the other two doing?
Try to catch up with Janice.
Alright.
Janice, I'm here.
You're basically just run in, and basically half into the village you catch up to the girl. And you... Are you trying to catch her again, or...?
I want to catch her again, but I also want to see if the... Like, is it clear towards the apparatus?
I mean, there are a bunch of mushrooms in the way, but there are no houses or any big mushrooms. There are just some mushrooms that are running towards you and some mushrooms that seem to be praying before the altar.
Cool. I'm gonna run towards the girl, grab her by my side and say, fuck it. And I'm just gonna run straight for the apparatus.
Alright, give me an athletics check, because she is definitely gonna try and contest you. Probably not very successfully, but she is.
Oh my.
About to get overpowered by a little.
Oh my god! Are you fucking serious?
You grab her, but this time she's sort of prepared. And she just twists her arm out of your grasp and just kind of dives into one of the houses. And you actually notice that it seems like the mushrooms are deliberately trying to get into your way. Like, they are not attacking you. They're just like a cat or a dog that's really trying to get your attention. They sort of always seem to be, you know, between your legs, and it's making running really difficult.
The girl.
If they're not attacking, I'm not going to attack. I'm just gonna like keep my swords out there and just basically try and get to that hut.
Where the girl is?
Yes.
Alright, yeah, you all make it to the hut at about the same time, and you look in, you see the girl sort of kind of like hiding behind what seems to be... Imagine someone who's never seen a chair or a bed, but has only been told about it, try to imitate that out of mushrooms. Like, that's what the inside of the hut looks like. It's like a sort of... You can guess that it's supposed to be a bed, but it doesn't quite look like a bed. You can guess that it's supposed to be a table, but it's like a bit off, and the legs aren't even. They're like 3 on one side and none on the other, but it doesn't matter because it's like grown into the floor, so it can't topple over. It looks like a very bizarre, misshapen interior of a house, and she's sort of trying to hide behind the table. Not very successfully. And there is 2 very surprised looking small mushrooms inside of the hut.
Okay, I want to like go in, like look around, see the mushrooms, but just like calmly sheath both my blades so that she knows that, you know, I'm not of any danger to her. And then just walk up to her and just kind of lean down and say, look.
She grabs onto one of the legs of the table.
Look, I'm not trying to scare you, but I don't know what's in this place. And if something is dangerous that is around here, I can't protect
Mushroom
you
children.
if you're not with me.
That's what's in here.
Yes, and they seem lovely, but...
Yes, they're very nice.
I can't...
I like them.
Look. Oh, children, Jesus Christ.
They're using the spores to communicate.
How do you know this?
Well, I talked to them. If you breathe in, they told me, if you breathe in their spores, then you can telepathically talk to all of them. It's great. I can hear all of their voices.
Oh dear.
They're very friendly.
This is not good. I'm sure they seem lovely, dear, but we really must go. Please.
No! I'm staying here. This is nice. This is much nicer than anywhere else we've been so far. Yeah, you hear Boris outside yelling.
Are you not concerned that you won't ever see your mother again?
She sort of looks at you and she says, "Which one?"
The one back in the swamp.
Well, I wasn't gonna see her again anyway, and these guys might know how to cure me.
Well, if you're able to speak with them, then maybe you can ask.
That's what I wanted to do, but then you came up.
Okay.
I figure they are mushrooms. They must know a lot about mushrooms, right?
How old is this child again, please?
I don't... She's like 10, I think.
Okay, she's old enough.
8 or 10.
Look, if this is what you want, then by all means. But I'm going to be here with you while you ask. Understood?
She nods. Boris, you sort of... You don't get an answer, but you see a lot of the mushrooms that have been running flock towards a particular hut.
This is where they're torturing him. I'm coming! Janice!
You run towards it, but there are so many mushrooms in front of it that you can't... Like, you can either push them to the side or you can step on them, but you can't, like, just run in, basically.
I'm just gonna try and yell again. Get a reply.
Janice, you hear him yelling again.
I'm so zoned in with the girl right now, like just trying to really catch her attention. I don't even like acknowledge the yell.
Stolgig, what are you doing?
Where am I again?
You were running towards Janice.
Boris.
Yeah, you're with Boris, who seems to be trying to find Janice. And there's a hut with a lot of mushrooms in front of it.
I speak Abyssal, so I'm gonna demand in Abyssal that the mushrooms move out the way.
Okay. Let me check something.
We are in the abyss, after all.
You... Alright. You say that, and like... Boris, you... First of all, you hear the barbarian next to you suddenly start talking in the same voice that demons talk. Like, you've heard demons talk before, you might not be able to understand them, but you've heard them talk in the language before. And suddenly the guy next to you just starts using that language. All of the mushrooms in front of you freeze up, turn around as one, stare at you, and then they all just split and walk to the side. And they all just, their eyes are like fixated on Stolgig.
Of course, we feel like really surprised right now, like, a demon, you finally revealed yourself!
You've seen worse.
Just casually
Tell
walks
me
off.
It's come as a surprise.
Alright,
After you.
what? Isn't Janice coming out?
Janice is still talking to the girl, who is still refusing to let go of the leg of the table.
Well, I thought she was gonna start talking to them.
Yes, she is just still holding onto the table, but she sort of turns to one of the two mushrooms that are in here. You can't hear anything. She's just intently staring at it, and it sort of jumped off and waddled closer and is looking at her. While the other one has turned to the door, like frozen up, turned to the door and just stares at it. And yeah, you see Stolgig and or Boris walk through the door
Probably run in through the door.
Running in through the door. Sure.
I'm gonna
Probably
like
trip over something and fall down.
twist my head, and as I've twisted my head, because I'm kind of like leaning down, I'm just gonna basically throw my hand back, like stop, and just like not like to like not come any further, but to not like startle this like moment, so I can try and get her to see some sense and to get her to like calm down and talk with the mushroom.
What is it?
Right?
Is that a trap? It's gonna stand still, not moving at all, like a statue.
Yeah, the girl is, you know, she's not saying anything. She seems, if you had to guess, you would say she's in deep conversation with the mushroom. But you can't hear anything. They're just staring at each other. Stolgig, the mushrooms have sort of followed behind you, and they are all like, you can hear this chittering, and they're all still just staring at you.
You're their god.
I think the plan's working.
I'm gonna. What's the little girl's name again? Sorry.
I got it. I didn't write it down. Ayla.
Ayla, that's the one. Ayla,
Huh? What?
please tell me that you've asked this mushroom if anyone here can cure you yet.
I'm talking to him, yes. But it's... They said that a messenger has arrived, but I think they're talking about Stolgig. Is he a demon?
Well, some would say yes, others would say no. But I can certainly verify that he is not a demon, no. He is just very fluent in languages. Or
They
this
seem to
language.
think that he's a messenger of... I don't quite understand. But they seem to think that he's a messenger, and they've called for the elders.
Who are the
They're
elders?
all very excited. Older mushrooms. Bigger ones.
Bigger ones. I knew it.
I'm going to like sheath my swords and be like, Stolgig, Boris, I think we need to get out of this hut right now.
Yeah. Maybe we can talk them down.
I'm gonna look towards Ayla and be like, ask these mushrooms if these elders are dangerous or not.
They are protectors. Because it's a bit difficult to understand, but these are the kids, and it's where they grow up. It's where they are kept safe, and the elders are there to protect the children.
They're doing a great job of it. Can the elders help cure you?
Maybe, yes.
Well, is it maybe or is it yes, Ayla?
They don't know. They're children. But
And
they say
how-
that the elders are wise.
How long until these elders will be here?
Not long. They were near. They're always near.
Boris?
They say they've been watching you.
Yeah, I'm gonna step outside and have a look around.
Okay. I was gonna say, Boris and Stolgig, maybe you guys find a place to kind of conceal yourselves. And I'll stay with the girl.
Alright. You get outside and you look around and you notice, after a few moments, you notice that sort of on the opposite side of the village, where some of where the clearing ends basically, you see 4 bigger mushrooms. They're about human size. They're still very much myconoids. They're still very mushroomy. But they sort of look a bit more human than the smaller mushrooms. Like, they have limbs, they have faces, and they are making their way towards you, but they are sort of slower about it. It's like they're wary of you. Like they are not coming charging at you full speed.
Mhm.
And one of them sort of like holds up one of his hands and is basically like, you know, just calm.
I'm gonna put away my hammer, but I'm gonna take my shield.
All right. They approach and they look at you, and they look at you, Stolgig, and they sort of tilt their heads, and then the one that is a bit bigger than the others, he looks at you and he says, in Abyssal, you don't look like the messenger. Who are you?
I am Stolkek, the messenger.
Oh my god.
The other guy wasn't here.
Why? Why are you here? It's early.
We need to,
Plans have changed. Plans have changed. We need to close the portal immediately.
Plans have changed. We need the apparatus to close the portal.
We need to take the apparatus back and make some adjustments.
He frowns. He says, the apparatus? He looks confused.
That thing. I'm gonna point at it.
Alright, give me a deception check.
Roll. 20. Oh.
Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Net.
He looks at you and he like takes a step back, like he's, you know, he's alarmed, and he looks over to it and he says, "Why would you take an offering? Who are you really? You're not the messenger." And Boris, you might not be able to understand, but you can definitely tell that whatever happened, it has sort of put them in a alert, slightly hostile stance. They are not outright attacking, but they do seem to be prepared to.
Did you just tell them that we're gonna murder them?
Am I still in the hut?
I don't think
Sorry.
If you want to be outside, you can be with the guys.
Well, I thought I was going to stay in the hut with the girl.
Yeah.
But if I do, is there any way for me to actually see what's happening outside? Like, is there windows?
Yeah, there's windows. Like,
Okay.
mid-open windows.
As I see this occurring, I want to start, like, stealthing outside and try to, like, wrap around the four elders.
Okay.
I just remember.
You start, but you notice the small mushrooms are watching you. And definitely 2 or 3 of them are just following you.
Oh.
Remember that the priest of my temple, like we found out that the council or whatever from our temple was sort of corrupt. They were trying to
Or at least a
summon
part of it, yeah.
something, right? I just want to try and see the reaction of these guardians. I'm gonna sort of whip out my amulet and see if maybe they'll recognize it, and maybe as a coincidence they would know something about those corrupt priests.
All right. You whip out your amulet, and they sort of look at it. They're still speaking Abyssal.
Yeah.
as they look at it, and then one of them like sort of leans, like he doesn't move closer, just sort of leans forward, looks at it. What is this? This stinks of. This smells bad. Who are you?
Put it away, put it away.
Okay. How about this one, Procons?
Oh, God.
They, all four of them hiss, and the small mushrooms all around you, they sort of like step back from you. They seem scared.
Don't mind
Shadows,
this crazy man.
you are kind of like at the like stealthing around the hut, right?
Yeah.
Give me a perception check real quick.
Yeah, how about another amulet? Stogie probably pushes me away.
Alright.
Step back.
You kind of notice that in the trees, there you can see at least 2 more bigger mushrooms. Sort
Larger
of hanging
than
back.
the ones we are talking to.
No, about the same size, but they seem to be well, not actively trying to be stealthy, but they are blending in pretty well with the environment, and they are just staying out of sight, basically.
Do they seem like they're armed?
No. But neither are the mushrooms that you're talking to. They don't carry weapons.
Okay,
All
what
right.
happened? Tell me.
I'm just going to take note and just keep observing.
Boris?
No, I was gonna ask Stogie to translate to me like what's going on.
They hate your religion.
Well, no surprise there because you know
They
what
hate
this
all of
place
your
is.
religions.
Whatever. What did you two talk about?
I tried to trick them.
Well, how about? Well, it didn't work, did it?
No, I'm gonna try again.
Why don't you just say how it is? Just we need the apparatus and we'll leave.
Because it's an offering. They won't give it up.
Offering, hey. So they want something back, huh?
I'm
The
gonna lie.
small girl. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I want to lie to these guys or tell a half-truth again.
All right.
I want to be like, okay, I'm not the messenger. We're here to save the girl at the behest of the priest of what's the woman's name? Is it
Nicola?
Zigmoi?
Sigmund?
Zigmoi.
We're all followers here, brothers.
He looks at you and he shakes his head and he says, "You have an evil priest with you. You have none of you, well, except for the girl, have any traces of Sigtmoy's blessing. You are no followers of our goddess."
The girl took it all for us.
I am going to reach into my bag as I see like them kind of getting a
Intense.
little bit tense, and I'm
Yeah.
just gonna reach for a malice grenade
All
and
right.
just hold it ready.
Alright. You. Alright,
Ask them what they want in return. Offering.
Stolgeg, roll me another deception check.
It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Believe.
God damn it!
They start to sort of hiss, and you can see that they are alarmed, and he says, "You are lying. You are here to harm our children, aren't you? You and that thing next to you." And he nods towards Boris. "I can see your friend back there readying to attack us." And he looks exactly towards where Janice is, even though he doesn't have line of sight of Janice, but he seems to know exactly where he is.
I think.
I've moaned.
Leave this place now.
They
Get
want
out
an
of here.
offering. They want an offering, right? They don't like any of our amulets. I'm just gonna quickly reach into my bag. I'm gonna make a fake amulet using lock and the chain. How about this one?
As he's pulled it out, I'm just gonna chuck the malice grenade.
Alright, you...
That's right.
Before you chuck it, that malice grenade, I'm just telling you this, that malice grenade was made using mushrooms, right? You remember that?
Alright, fuck me.
The reason
Fine.
why it's a problem for people is because it's mushroom spores, essentially. You can still chuck it. It might,
Well,
I
that's
mean,
the point.
they
It's
might
okay.
not be immune to it. Like, you don't know. I'm just pointing that out right now. They are mushrooms. You are not even sure if they need air.
Alright, don't worry, ignore it.
Hey.
He looks at you, Stolgeg, but you all can see, like, he just points to where you came from, and he says, "Leave now."
We just take the apparatus with us at least.
Actually, how close are we to the apparatus?
About 30 feet away from it. But it's past those guys.
So I have to get past those guys to get the apparatus.
Yes.
Well,
I thought they
Okay.
came from outside. They came from like
Yeah,
the
but
forest
from the
area.
other side of the village.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna just ready my bow right now.
that's a great idea. I'm gonna slowly walk forward while speaking Abyssal. Say, look guys, why can't we all just
Okay. Let me just get you all over here.
Oh, it's a Hydra
Excuse-
again.
It's the Hydra again. You're fighting the Hydra again.
The weasel's alive.
The weasel is not alive. The weasel is very dead. Alright.
Also, I did say that I was preparing a spell.
You were. It's all good. You can have that spell.
Thank you.
Go off. No problem. Alright. You have your lovely altar here. You're like... There we go. You're like about here. Boris, you're around here. We've got sort of the huts all around here.
Oh, these are huge huts.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
I expected them to be much smaller.
They're about human sized. And here, Litrix is in here with the girl still. And your new friends.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Stokig cleaves everything.
I tried. They wanted us to leave.
Well, if it's anything, I don't think they would have cured the girl by the sounds of it. is how she's